Or you have to stay downstairs. Oh, okay. Hopefully my kids will stay in one place.
Well, mine are hopefully asleep by now.
Yeah, yeah. So they still have we have to do dinner and then it'll be bedtime for us after this. So I'm like, eat your snack and just stay downstairs and play quietly. Let mommy. Okay, well we are recording now. Hello everybody. This is Azizah Nubia and this is a Power of Four special where we enhance our minds, bodies, and spirits with the four elements of earth, fire, air, and water. And we are all made of those elements. And that's why we like to call it the power of four because we are talking about how we can use those elements to help shape our reality so we can begin creating a life of the life of our dreams and achieving our desires and the things that we want. So today, well, this evening on your end, I am speaking with Miss Renee Konan, right?
Yeah.
Did I say it correctly? All right.
Yes.
It's a big time difference between us because she is in Africa, Gabon, right?
Actually, right now I'm
Gabon,
in Senegal.
Senegal. Okay, cool. And I
Yes, but
am
I am
in
from
Ohio.
Gabon. You're right about that.
Okay, good, good, good. So we have a good topic. We're going to be talking about spiritual money, which is a topic I love to talk about because as we become more spiritually aware, how we earn money and work with money in our reality, it changes a lot. So I think this is a great topic to talk about. So before we start, can you just tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and what you do? We'll just dive into the topic.
Sure. Well, hi everyone. I'm Renee Konan. The easiest way to qualify me, even though I don't usually like to put labels on what I do, well, it's spiritual consultant and holistic beauty consultant. I basically um, I basically make the link between the law of attraction as it is explained in books or by the famous gurus that we know, and sort of world shamanism. I learned Ayurveda. I learned shamanism as it is taught by um, Native Americans. I dab into witchcraft and African shamanism, which is also, which is similar in the sense that it uses the idea of plant-based healing and spiritual healing as sort of two sides of the same coin. So I basically am a bridge between all of the cultures that I represent. I'm African, but I'm also of mixed descent, and I have been lucky enough that I've traveled a lot, and I still continue to travel. I basically follow warm seasons wherever it is. So I spent the entire summer in New York City, and now that it's cold in the US, I'm back in Africa, and I'm traveling also around Africa. So yes, it's about the law of attraction, but with a twist. It's speaking of programming your mind, your subconscious mind, but actually identifying what are the other actors in our life. If you speak of the law of attraction, you hear many times about the forces of the universe. And for many years, I learned about it, and I just realized, like, what are these forces? Why don't we ever name them? And going back to the root of what I am, which is, just a spiritual being, I was able to identify what we're talking about in the law of attraction, what the books of the law of attraction never actually talk about and identify these energies in a more spiritual, in a more truthful manner. That's how I see it. I see it as the truth. Speaking of angels, speaking of ascended masters, speaking of spirit guides, etc., etc. In a nutshell.
That's a very, very huge nutshell. It'd be so fun. Okay, so um, let's start talking about spiritual money. First off, how should money be viewed? First off, because a lot of times people make money seem like that is the only way to, like they depend so much on it as the external part, but there is an internal feeling and internal connection to money. So what should that be? Can you talk about it?
Well, money, your viewers probably know it or have heard it already. Money is an energy. Like we are made of energy. Like like the sofa I'm sitting on right now is made of energy. But for me, the idea of money as energy is and was for a long time way too abstract, meaning that if you start practicing positive thinking, the law of attraction, and all of these other laws, you think, well, there are many concepts. There's the idea that thought creates thing, which makes sense. If you think positively, you get positive results. If you think non-positive thoughts, then it yields a specific kind of results. For me, this is a little dangerous to speak in those terms because who can truthfully say that they actually control all of their thoughts? There are, that you are all of the time in control of the thoughts, the energies you put out there. It's very tricky. Most of the time, we actually think a specific thing, yet the energy may be completely the opposite. So it's a little bit similar to money. If you think of money as the actual third dimension manifestation, meaning the coins or the notes, you think of money as something that is separate from you. So it's like there's always a polarity between you and money because you see money as something that is separate and somewhat unattainable. So in reality, if you think of money in those terms, you can never really be aligned with the energy of money because, first of all, you put money in a pedestal because you need money to fulfill your life purpose. You need money to buy whatever you need. We are in a dual reality. We need money, to buy food and all of these things we need. So you put money up there. And money actually is up there in terms of the frequency of this energy. But the problem is, when you keep yourself little compared to money, money becomes even more unattainable for you. Speaking of money as not an energy, but as a being, which is how I see money, you switch your way of viewing or of attracting money because you know that it has to come from you. Money has to come from within you. The law of attraction
Mm.
says that like attracts like. Now, if you think of, I've seen pictures actually. If you look on Google, you see many pictures, funny pictures of people holding magnets and having, dollar bills being attracted to the magnet. And that's, the most popular way of thinking of money in terms of the law of attraction. But again, when you look at these pictures, the image that comes to mind is the fact that there's you and there's money there. Whereas if you think of a magnet can only attract something that is exactly the same. I don't know if I'm making, myself, if it's clear enough, but in order to attract money, you actually have to become money. Because if you're not money yourself, then money just doesn't see you. The frequency at which you're vibrating, if it's so different from the frequency at which money is vibrating, you're just missing the point. All that you become is a professional beggar for money, meaning that you learn all of these tricks about how to ask for money, how to make manifestation happen. So the asking part, pretty much everyone gets it down very fast. The problem we have is on the receiving end. We master the art of asking for money, and we don't actually master the art of receiving from receiving money, because we do not vibrate like money. Money, the only goal, the only reason for money to exist is to be abundant in our lives. Money loves us. Money wants to be part of our reality, but money just doesn't see us. If you're vibrating
Mm.
on doubt, if you're vibrating on, I want this, but I could never afford this. If you're practicing endless affirmations, hoping that, one day the money will just knock at your door and, you open it and here's a big bag full of money, then you're missing the point. You're just a beggar for money. You have to become money yourself. Your vibrations have to be raised to the point where you exude money. So that money, when money comes and looks around at all the people that needs this similar energy, they see you. Money comes to you. So my whole process is about what work do we do internally so that we actually raise our vibrations, so that money has no other choice but to come to us. It has to come from us. We have to be reflecting something specific so that when that thing goes out of us, money actually gets sucked in. That's when you attract money. That's when you actually become a magnet to money, because money sees what it knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. I have the biggest smile on my face right now. You were so, oh my gosh, that's so true. That is, that's the whole power four right there. We're done. That is super awesome. So, wow. And I would like, and I definitely agree with what you're saying, because to have that abundant feeling, you have to like be in a place of like gratefulness, where you don't have any fears and don't have any worries. And so, are those the things that, um, well, I guess we haven't even talked about your program. Now I'm jumping into your program. But are those some of the things that your program helps clear within a person, um, to help them reach that vibration to match money?
Yeah. The idea of having this program is that, um, I've had many clients in private sessions who deal with this issue of abundance, but specifically on the energy of money, because money is very particular. Most of us have a sort of a love-hate relationship with money. Most of us actually would rather live in a world where they wouldn't have to deal with money. Yet, money is the energy currency for this dimension we live in. So many spirituals I actually have met come to the point where they even feel your purpose. How can you be the greatest version, of yourself without this tool? You cannot be, in my view, in my humble view, you cannot be spiritual and do the work that you're supposed to do here if you do not master the energy of money. Period. Mother Teresa dealt with money. She may have chosen a life of poverty, but she also had a team that dealt with, raising millions of dollars to support her charity work. Gandhi, may have chosen a life of peace and, having the message as a banner, but yet the vehicle for being seen has to be money. If you're a spiritual today, in the era in which we live right now, and the energies are transitioning very fast because more and more people are being awakened, you have to use the tools that are available to us. And the most important tool to master, that is at our disposal, is money. So, is it me?
No, that's. Give me 1 second. Keep talking. I'm gonna put my microphone on mute. This is a house phone ringing. We're live at home.
Sorry, I thought it was one of my kids' toys that just started magically playing. So yeah, coming back to why I did this program. So I have clients who pay literally hundreds of dollars of sessions. If you look at my website, you see the price of my packages. But my goal is really, I have no doubt my life purpose has been clear to me for, more than a decade now. It is to serve, and it is to serve as many people as I can. That's why when I had the opportunity to create this course, I wanted to make it as concise and as easy to grasp as possible so that it would be accessible to more people. And I also made the price very accessible because the idea is that we come to a point where we live in a world where money is no longer a problem, where money, actually, I will take it even further, where money is no longer the excuse that we use for not fulfilling our passion. I've heard it countless times, clients of mine who tell me, I can't open my business because I don't have enough money. I can't lose weight because I don't have enough money to buy, organic food. Money is always the excuse for us not taking the step forward. Money is always the excuse for us, glorifying mediocrity or status quo, being in this position of, I wish things were different, but I can't take the risk because I'm not financially secure, because I'm relying on 1 or 2 or 3 jobs, because I have kids. And money actually shouldn't be the excuse, because money, the only thing money wants really is to be part of our lives. Money's goal, money's only reason of existence here is to be one of the most useful tools for us to actually live abundantly. reason to be here on this planet if it is to enjoy all of the things that are at our disposal. We're here to live wonderful adventures, to have passions, to have wonderful relationships, to eat the most.
Um, um, hold on, we are having some technical difficulties. Um, okay, I think we may have, I'm not sure if we lost Renee or I'm gonna leave it back on for her to come up and talk. And if it takes a while, I will have to stop. I will have to stop. I will have to stop the broadcast and make it for spiritual money because we are broadcasting this live and recording it live on YouTube. So just to touch back on some of the things that Renee spoke about, um, match the frequency of money. You know, if you want to experience, and I think that is, she spoke so beautifully about money and how you attract it and how you manifest it. Um, and it's so different from what we have been taught and have seen as a society. We've always been taught that we have to work hard for money, that money is something out there, outside of us, but really it's a vibration that we have within ourselves that attracts us to the actual physical experience of having money. So I felt that everything she said was right on point. I almost felt like I was in church for a second because she was hitting a lot of great spots. And so it looks like she is not back on here yet. I think she may have had some internet difficulties. And so I don't want to stop the broadcast. I don't want to stop the broadcast, but I would like to screen share something. I guess it can be some bonuses. Hold on 1 second. W. Yeah, is she back on?
Yes, I'm back. When were we
Okay.
disconnected?
Um, man, where did we disconnect? Oh goodness, you said so much. You
I'm not.
said,
I have to admit, I'm a talker. So
man, whatever whatever's coming out of you is so powerful right now. Because it is everything you said was so beautiful, and clearly it was on point. It's
thank
on
you.
point, and especially when you talk about people make money the reason why they can't pursue their goals, pursue their dreams, do their spiritual work. Um, I know there's so many women out there and men who deal with that on a daily basis. So to be able to, have someone to be able to help you walk through those fears, because that's all it is. It's just really fear, doubt, and disbelief.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Is so. The next thing I would want to ask is, what are some things that block us from not attracting money? Can we talk about those, I guess, more deeper into vibrations? What are the kind of vibrations that you have to attract money?
Well, I really see it as like peeling an onion or peeling an artichoke. I like this, this image of cutting the rough part and getting to the heart of things. The biggest thing that blocks us is the programming, the cultural, religious media, actually mass media programming about money. That's why we have this this ambivalent relationship with money, because most of us, we want money, we need it to buy the stuff that we like, but we wish we didn't have to deal with money, because there's a perception that money is dirty. I mean, imagine, um, and it used to happen to me. You get a dollar bill, and there's something dirty about it. About the note itself. This thing that we have seen on TV, which is, many people have touched it. It's not really clean. So that's actually one of the most popular programming, one of the most popular blogs I have seen about money. Money is dirty. Money makes us do things we're ashamed of. Or if I have money, I will look like, sorry to, Paris Hilton, or Donald Trump, because these are the rich people we see on TV, and if we judge them as not being, people that deserve respect, we associate being wealthy with this specific character. Um, no, nothing. I have nothing against these people, but media, the programming. The second thing I would say that is a challenge to attracting money is the fear of changing our rituals. When I speak of the term rituals, many people actually get very iffy because they're like, well, if I'm spiritual people do weird things. If I want to be, do I have to be like you? Do I have to pray every day? You have to do this and that. We have these ideas about what it means to be spiritual. Or if God forbid, I speak about, doing magic rituals. Oh my God, like you do voodoo. So, if you speak of money in these terms, of course, people get freaked out. The only thing that I say usually to people is that you actually already are doing rituals. Because what is a ritual? A ritual is something that you do in a specific frequency to fulfill a specific need. So waking up in the morning, slouchy, unhappy about, starting the day because you went to bed late, and you have to, get your coffee, otherwise you can't function with your coffee. Well, that's a ritual. So you already are operating on the ritual mode. Now, do you want to maintain your rituals of mediocrity, or do you actually want to unlearn these rituals and replace them with more fulfilling rituals? Now, I'm not saying that everyone should be a spiritual, but what I'm saying is that everything is spiritual. So whether you see it or not, whether you're doing it or not, you are already operating on spirituality, except that you're not activating the energies that are helping you. You are activating the energies that are making you feel more of the mediocrity you exude. the law of attraction never stopped working. It's not because you don't believe in the law of attraction that it is not working. We are all masters, co-creators of our reality. So you've just been attracting the energy you put out there. So you already are spiritual. Now, it is a choice. Many of us have fear of success, or actually fear of failure, the fear of being judged, the fear of being looked at, the fear of, even becoming rich to the point where people look at you weirdly, that your neighbor won't relate to you. All these things that give us the excuse of not stepping up, on our own game. So, yes, it is a choice. It is a choice, but, you may choose to remain where you are right now, in a life where you're not really unhappy, but not so happy. You wish you had a little more money, but but you don't want to make the effort. That is a choice, but you have to be aware that it is a choice. And on the contrary, you can actually decide to try, to give it a try, to start activating yourself and see how far you can actually go. And most people actually become amazed and it's such an organic process that sometimes you don't see yourself changing. I mean, I looked at pictures. I moved recently, and I looked at pictures of myself, and I read journals that I used to write when I started my process. My journals were full of question marks because I just didn't know where I was going, but I just always trusted my path. And maybe it's because I had to go through so much hardship, going through being sick, going through losing, dear people in my life, having so many downs that at some point I just felt, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? It can only be better. If I look at what I've been through, it can only be better. So maybe I was lucky enough to have been so unlucky in the past that I have no choice but to go upwards. These fears are just here to feed. Their reason to exist is for us to be far from who we are, which is divinity. Again, it comes back to, spirituality. We are spiritual being. We are divinity who chose, to experience the human experience for a specific amount of time. It says in the Bible about Jesus. I will quote it probably the wrong way, but it says, I am in this world, but I am not from this world. So we are divine being trapped in the human body in order to learn something specific. But the goal is really, for me, it's to go around. We do all of the things we need to do to come back to our own truth. The path is about self-discovery. It's about determining that, which has always been true, which is we are gods and goddesses in the human flesh. So whatever we see, whatever we perceive, whatever our ego judges as lack of, is just an illusion. The reality is that we're bigger than that, because God doesn't need money. God doesn't need people to reassure him or her, And if you're true to your own divinity, if you get to the point where your energy is raised, that you're aligned with your divinity, then everything else that you go through in life is just like in a video game. You just pass the worlds, world number 1, world number 2, or number 3, and it gets easier and easier because you never have the whole picture. Never. Whatever we see, if you look at your bank account and there are not enough zeros, you don't have the whole picture. There is money stored for you, waiting to be poured into your life. You just don't see it. And whenever you ask, because we're professional at asking, in the art of asking for money, I need a couple of thousands of dollars to pay whatever bill. Okay, the law of attraction sends it to you. The forces of the universe, whatever they are, and I talk about it in my programs, all these, what these energies are, the angels, the masters, the goddesses that are here to help us, live our abundance. They send the money to us, and then, boom, here comes a thought about self-doubt. Yeah, but the money is never going to come to me. So the money goes again, like, okay, you need to figure out what you want. And then you ask again, and the money comes, but it never quite make it to your bank account because you have a wish and you have conflicting thoughts, ideas about it. You're sending, opposite things to the universe. So the universe is sending you confusion because you're confusing the universe anyway. So if you realize that you are divinity and you get the tools to actually practice through, I develop my own meditations. I don't claim to have, all the truth about it, but I know that it worked for me. It worked for my clients. You raise your vibration to the point where there's not even a doubt that you are abundant and that money will actually come from you. You are exuding money. And in the beginning, it will be like being a method actor because you have to sort of lie to yourself at first because you don't quite believe it. And, I tell my clients, yeah, you are a goddess. What? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. But they don't really feel it. They think it's just, a concept. It is not a concept, So my goal really is to help people get to the point where they are vibrating at such high frequencies that they walk with money hand in hand. And, the game even becomes so simultaneous. You won't even know when you ask and when you receive. It's almost as though, the law will anticipate your needs and will put the money before you even ask for it. So, you don't have to worry or doubt or wonder. It will be a given.
Ooh, you are taking me to church. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my goodness. I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh. All right. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. So let's jump into your online course. Some of the things. What do you have going on? You have books, ebooks, you sell products, you do consultation. Tell me about all of that.
Well, I do a lot. uh, I do a lot. About the e-course, actually, it is a 7-week online course, which is organized into small lectures because I know most people have ADD these days. We don't have time to, really take a full 1 hour, 2 hour course or lecture. So it's small concepts into, small videos on, things like gratitude, on, aligning a chakra, things like that. And every week has, these lectures and then one full meditation or activation. The meditations are different from the activations, meaning that usually meditations are, how can I put it? They're like going somewhere, having a field trip to a specific destination. An activation, for me, that's my definition. An activation is tapping into something that is already within you that just right now is still dormant. And you need to activate it so that it reaches full potential. So what I suggest, what I recommend to people is to listen to the lectures once and do the meditations, as many times as possible for up to a week. Now, I have had a few students who have taken the course and who actually were so eager, you know, that they actually did the whole thing in 1 week. Unless you're a super spiritual genius, I wouldn't recommend, this route, because, it is a game of the mind and the spirit. The spirit doesn't need to be ignited. The spirit is pure, the spirit is love, the spirit is light. The mind needs to believe that. So it's the mind that needs programming, and programming comes through repetition. So I recommend people to actually do the meditations once, twice, 3 times, 4 times before getting to the second part, third part, and so on. I actually, sometimes when I get to the point where my system is a little weak, I even go back to these meditations, even though I co-created them with my team, with my spiritual team. So, ideally, it's up to a week. And, I included quizzes just because people like, again, the mind likes to know that it's challenged a little bit. So, to have little definitions of, what it means, this and this concept. And then when you activate, that's the most powerful part for me. When you meditate and you actually get to, to travel and to meet your money muse, that's powerful. Now, the money muse, again, is an energy which you're going to which you're going to attribute human qualities. The goal is not to just go meet your muse and be, wow, it's so cool, I met my money muse, and then leave it as that. The goal is
Mm, I think we lost the signal again. Come on, internet. Everybody put your energy on it. Come on, internet. Come on. Um, Well, I guess when she comes back up, we will finish up with her explaining her program. Um, so while we wait on Renee Konan, I hope you guys are enjoying this. The whole idea of wanting to do a power of four, it was just inspiration from just somebody saying power of four, and it just gave me, gave just the idea of this, and so I'm super excited to be just sharing this information, because I know the information of knowing how to utilize your spiritual energy to attract money into your life is so important, because we know we are spiritually powerful, but it's like, how do you use that spiritual power? So I know Renee Konan, her course is something you're having difficulty attaining vibrations that will, get you to the point where you are attracting more external abundance. Her is something you definitely would want to take part in. And so you can check out her website at www.reneekonan.com, and that's www.reneekonan.com. We will also have it written down at the bottom of the screen. And I think she is coming back on. Yay, yay, yay. Be sure to check out her website. Be sure to check out the Natural Woman website at www.asknaturalwoman.com. And Renee is back. Yeah, I just gave website information up.
Yeah, so what I want to say is that the course is actually running for $79 right now. But for your viewers, I will give you a coupon for $50.
Wow. Well, be sure to add at the bottom of the screen.
Exactly. Well, so and I think it's maybe I'm not objective, but I think it's really a bargain because this is a lifetime access to these meditations and lectures and all that. And what you get from it is so much. It really goes beyond the money. I included even daily rituals that you can do. I included prayers that you can have because sometimes people just, they have all these excuses. How do I talk to my angels? What do I say when I come into contact with this and that? How do I make sure my solar plexus chakra remains active? um, in reality, there's no secret formula. It has to come from the heart. But for the sake of being practical, I actually, gave samples of things that worked for me. What to do when you wake up in the morning, how do you express gratitude in an efficient manner, how do you make sure that you are in the place of all love and all abundance so that you actually are always allowing the energy to circulate. So, I think this is, yeah, it's a great deal, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to, yeah. Then I actually, for a couple of days, I gave the course out for free, and I wish it were that time. Your viewers would have enjoyed that probably, but nonetheless, it's a great program.
Yes, I definitely, after this interview, who wouldn't want to learn more? Because I think the key is, you know, maintaining that vibration of abundance,
Yeah,
of actually, when you're in that place where you want to get out of that mindset, you need that guidance, you need that information. You have to invest in yourself, because you are getting a bargain. You're
hmm
getting a absolute bargain because you're learning how to tap into your unlimited pool of resources. And
yeah,
once you
your
have
own.
that, yeah,
Mm-mm-mm. Absolutely. Yep.
yes, yes. Well, I think we're coming up on our 30 minutes. Even with I gave extra time because of the little breaks. Um, but really, I have really enjoyed this. You stirred so much in me just talking about this, and the way you tackle and talk on the topic. It's very practical and it just meshes, so well. So I know this is a great gift to a lot of people. And I'm just grateful that you took the time to want to talk with me about this topic. This is so awesome.
No, thank you. Thank you for having thought about me. I mean, I'm very happy that I can actually contribute and I'm so far away from you. We've actually never met in person, but every time we speak, it's like speaking to someone, who's definitely not a stranger. So it's amazing.
Yes, exactly. It really is. The power. I love the internet. The fact how it just connects you, and people are placed in
Definitely.
your life for a reason. I always
Definitely.
believe. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we are going to end this call. Thank you for tuning in to the Power of Four. I hope you gained a lot from this information. Again, if you would like to learn more information about Renee Konan and her programs and a lot of the beautiful, awesome things that she has to offer, please check out her website at the bottom of the screen. Be sure to subscribe to Natural Woman magazine at www.asnaturalwoman.com. And if you like this video, and want to check out the other videos, please be sure to subscribe and buy your Power of Four membership package. $3.99 and you get access to all these videos. So, until next time, family, peace, love, and light.